All right, welcome back to Crypto Front. This is the front line where we are fighting together side by side for financial freedom. So I don't usually make this type of videos, but this is somewhat of an emergency because earlier today we saw that Binance came out and they're actually putting JASMY to a vote, either to delist the JASMY price or maybe to keep it right there on their exchange, right? Now, let me be clear from the beginning. This is not really specific to JASMY, but it's specific to those coins which are in their monitoring zone, right? Now, I think that there are a few things that are happening right now that we need to look at it in an objective manner. Because I think that, Binance is actually trying to have somewhat of a fundraise, or maybe they're just trying to promote their token, the BNB token. Because why I'm saying that is, they are actually saying that if you want to be able to vote, you should hold at least 0.01 BNB. I think that's the price. So that's 1% of, I don't know what the price is for BNB right now, but let's say it's, $300, $400, whatever the case. So 1% of that you have to have at least. Now, think about it in this way. If anybody is going to be trying to protect JASMY from being delisted from Binance, they probably don't have a choice, right? I mean, imagine how passionate we are here with the JASMY. So people are going to be forced to go ahead and buy BNB so that they can take a vote, right, to support JASMY. So again, Binance is monopolizing the whole thing. They are winning again. So maybe they don't really want to delist the JASMY asset over there, but it's more like maybe a fundraising or something like that. Now, this is me just being optimistic at this point, but they may actually be serious. But I think that there's something really happening with the BNB chain, because what they've also done is that they have been teasing even listings, right? So people now vote for listings on their chain. But again, you still need to have BNB, right? So yeah, on the other side, we can say it's a fantastic idea. I mean, very good strategy. Whoever came up with that is a genius, but I don't think it's fair, right? Because when they put JASMY into the monitoring zone back in 2022, I want to remember it was then, they said that they will be revealing the idea on a quarterly basis. I mean, how many quarters have actually passed, right? And in that time, this is when JASMY actually moved, I think it was a 20x to where it peaked right around, 6 cents in this cycle. A lot of altcoins actually didn't do this, right? Most of the volume was being traded on Binance. Everything was good. So is it now that the price is pushing towards the downside that they're like, maybe we're not getting enough volumes from this, that we're going to delist it? Even in that scenario, right? How many other coins are there on Binance that are having like way less volume than what the JASMY, volume is? Like, I think JASMY actually is a top cryptocurrency out there. I don't know much about the project. I really don't care, to be honest with you. My love with JASMY has always been about the chart, right? And the chart has always looked fantastic. Of late, obviously, things are not looking too good, but that's the rest of the market with you. So yeah, they may be hiding behind the project is not developing of this and this and this, but if you really want to look at it in an objective manner, I mean, think about it. How many meme coins are listed on Binance at this point? What sort of developments are they having, by the way? They pretty much zero, right? How much volume are they trading? Lower than the JASMY price. So why specifically? I think it's a scare tactic. At the same time, they're profiting from this whole thing. But let me also just say that, yeah, in the immediate short term, the JASMY price that may be suppressed, right? But if they later just leave it in the monitoring zone, I think we're still okay. The reason why I'm saying that is because back in 2022, when it was put in this monitoring zone, yeah, it scared a lot of people. It crashed. I think it was 40% or something like that. Then from there, this is when the actual rally for JASMY began, the 20x that I'm talking about. Yeah, maybe many people didn't expect the 20x, but I was there. I experienced the 20x here that JASMY had, and it was all whilst it was in the monitoring zone. So it really didn't have a big effect. But if they eventually go ahead and finally delist JASMY on Binance, well, I think that's not too good, right? The reason why I'm saying this is because in 2020, I was holding XRP, and when the lawsuit was filed from the SEC, XRP wasn't delisted on Binance, like the big exchange, by obviously MaxGate, I obviously had it, but it was delisted on Coinbase, Kraken, and the other big exchanges, obviously, in the United States. The only reason I think that XRP survived the whole thing is because it was still on Binance, and we were seeing like more and more volume being traded right there. That's the same case with the JASMY price that today, like JASMY is mostly traded on Binance. So if Binance is to delist JASMY, I think the future really doesn't look too good here for the JASMY price set. But I think for now, this whole thing is just looking like a stance, right? Because we don't even know how the result is going to turn out to be. I think most people are gonna vote against the listing Jasmy, unless there are some people who really hate it that much. But I don't think the results will actually turn out to be that people will vote to delist a token. I don't think people are that bad, you know. I mean, what kind of incentive do you have to say, okay, we want to delist this? What do people get from a coin that is listed on Binance? And now they're saying that delete it. It doesn't affect me, right, in any way, shape, or form. So again, it leads me to the same point that Binance is actually trying to have somewhat of a fundraising here, because again, it's not only Jasmy that they are targeting, it's pretty much all the altcoins in that monitoring zone and stuff like that. And people who have got these altcoins on Binance, you think they would go ahead and purchase BNB tokens, a certain amount of them, so that they can come and vote to delist? No, they're going to come and vote so that they support their outcome. So we'll see how the whole thing plays out. I mean, if you guys are passionate about the Jasmy price that you don't want to be delisted on Binance, I guess, yeah, I mean, what can I say? The monopoly is winning again, because this is exactly how I see it, as it's just a monopoly, and they know that they can pretty much get away with anything. So let's see how it ends up being. But I don't think that they're eventually going to delist it unless and until something super crazy really happens, because their position has actually been shifting a lot. First, they said, okay, we're going to be revealing this on a quarterly basis, meaning after every 3 months, and then you continue like that. But now they're saying we're giving it to the community. Well, so if the community votes not to delist it, do you now remove it from the monitoring zone? I think it's just a money grab at this point, in my humble opinion. But this is where we are right now. I don't think a delisting is coming, but should it come, I really don't see much of a brighter future here for the Jasmy price. But still, my conscience is telling me that people are just going to come in there, buy BNB, vote for their coin to, remain on Binance. And, Binance is going to be too happy. People are not going to be happy, because, you're pretty much being used, right? Let's just face it. But it is what it is sometimes. We have this kind of abusive, scenarios and stuff like that. But I think I've talked too much. I want to thank you so much for watching the video. And if you liked it, if you like this type of videos, I know the sound probably not going to be too good because I'm using just my phone's microphone. But I want to thank you so much for watching the video. Just like the video, make a noise for the algorithm, and then I'll see you on the next one. Take really, really good care of yourselves. Bye-bye.